Maybe not the episode I wanted, but the episode we need. Welcome to Creative Contraband.
Welcome to How to Be a Better DM, the show that helps dungeon masters tell better stories and run more engaging games. This is Creative Contraband, where we take ideas from elsewhere and smuggle them into our craft to take it one step further. And remember, all of this is brought to you by Session Zero Studios.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for having me as a host today. I guess my name is Daniel. You can call me Danny, and I have been a semi-professional artist for about a decade now. In case this is the first episode you listen to, I highly recommend you to go to the first episode or to one of the previous episodes. This is mostly an update episode from me, what has been happening, why have I been uploading the last couple videos one day later, or what has been happening in general. So yeah, this is Creative Contraband. We are starting the second season, as you might know already, and I usually upload the episodes on Mondays, but now I am doing it on a Tuesday for the second time this season, which also had like a week where there was no episode and stuff in the middle. So what's going on? Mostly good stuff, luckily. I got married. I officially have a wife now. I'm married to my longtime girlfriend now, so yeah, that was, of course, lots to do. I kind of underestimated how much work it meant. And yeah, I have been running a little bit. Plus, I have many interviews, some of them already recorded for this season. And I really want to give our guests the quality of episode they deserve. So I am editing them very thoroughly in terms of audio, in terms of video if applies, and trying to make the most of it. So yeah, everything has been a little bit, complicated. But everything is going mostly well right now. My dog, Iggy, you know him. He was in one of my videos in the last season. Is also going through a little bit of sickness, could it be? Some eye issues. He's very likely gonna be fine, but that means I have to take care of him during the nights. Thankfully, I guess, weirdly, I don't have a job right now, so I can be awake the whole night, so my now wife can sleep and she can go to work during the days, and I can take care of him, but that has also been very draining. So I haven't been able to script things as much as I would like, and I have really interesting topics for this season, so I really want to give it my all for it to be the best content I have put out so far. And we have many interesting ideas and plans with Tanner and with Justin. Pact and Boon just came back. I highly recommend you to go and listen to Pact and Boon because they are not like 500 episodes. You can easily listen to the whole thing from the beginning, and it's really fun. And yeah, so that's I highly recommend it. But yeah, we have many ideas, we have many plans, and I want all the content to have good quality. I don't want to rush episodes. So now that the wedding thing is over, I should be good to go with the schedule, which is on Mondays. But for yesterday, Monday, and for today, Tuesday, I was not ready with the episode I wanted to publish, which was the interview to Sacred Art of Gaming. Not only a very knowledgeable guy, but also a very likable guy. It was a great experience to interview him. Hopefully that can happen sometime soon again. We left some stuff on the table because we were just having lots of fun during the interview and jumping through the different topics. So yeah, so my dog, my marriage, and yeah, that has been mostly it. But because I don't want to leave you without something of value, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I get inspired about stuff. And I thought a little bit about this. I have touched this topic before in some other episodes. I have talked about what David Lynch thought about it, which is one of my favorite takes about it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how to be a better DM. About how to be a better DM has inspired me through the not only weeks and months that I have been working here, but through the last years as part of the audience. And it's that I feel like Tanner and Justin have, I don't know if maybe a bigger knowledge than they know they have, or they are just very focused on what they want to talk about, which is very good. That's a skill I don't have. But when they talk about A, they usually say stuff about B and C and D. And I find that very interesting because I can take those B, C, and D and learn new stuff. And usually when I am listening to the episodes, I find these little nuggets of information which are very, very useful and kind of surprising, to be honest, because you are not hoping to find them there. They are not necessarily supposed to be there. So, I have a couple examples that I can show you right now. So, I wanted to make an episode only about this because I have many examples, but I will just leave a couple because I have a couple at hand, and yeah, I can make a full episode about it another day. But I was listening to a 2022 episode not long ago. It's called Dungeon Master Essentials: 7 Tools Every DM Should Have in Their Dungeon. And Justin in this episode talks about, surprise, surprise, tools every DM should have in their dungeon. But one of them is music. I love music. You know that already. I am an artist. I like music. But Justin says something very interesting here. At the 10-minute 20 mark, he talks about how can music set the mood. And that's the usual use of music. But he also says that it is a great tool to remember the players that it is D&D time. And that's amazing because this idea, and a video by a YouTuber named Edariad, a French one, he's very good, these two things brought me to the rituals episode we made here in Creative Contraband. When you say music reminds the players that it is D&D time, you are setting a ritual. You are setting a routine that remembers the players that you are now entering the fiction. And that also helps. That is very helpful if you want them to stop talking about other things, or I don't know. That's just a very good tool. And in that same episode later, Justin says, and I quote, "That is simple but not easy." And that inspired me again, because there is a writer called Miguel de Unamuno who makes the difference between something simple and a simplicity, I guess would be the translation. In Spanish it is es simple mas no una simpleza. It is simple, but it is no simplicity. And there is a difference between both things, at least in the literary sense of the words. You can maybe go to the dictionary and you can find that they mean exactly the same, whatever. In an intuitive level, you understand what I mean when I say something is simple, as it is not complex, but it is not a simplicity, it is not oversimplified, it is not trivial. And it took me directly to the magic world, because there is an Argentinian magician that uses a lot of these concepts from Miguel de Unamuno. And I thought, yeah, I mean, this guy basically made a career of that premise of doing simple stuff, not the usual convoluted, overcomplicated things with the woman dancing and the assistant bringing the stuff, and then you have the big stage and the magician with these big movements. No, he went to what's simple, to what's small, to what's... You don't know if that's easy, but you can see that he is only using the moves he needs because he's going for what is simple. And it is no simplicity because there is so much to think about, so much philosophy, so much artistic depth in the smallest of magic tricks. The same way you can find so much philosophical depth and artistical depth in maybe the quietest of moments at the table. Maybe one of the PCs died, everyone is still shocked, and you slowly reach with your hand, you reach out to the table, to the miniature of the player whose character just died, and you make it fall over the table. That is something very small, something very simple, but that sole gesture can have the power to make the whole table cry if it's done correctly at the right time. So it can't be a simplicity. So yeah, I tend to get inspired by those things. I think I never finished the sentence. This magician made a whole career about it, and it turns out that you can apply the same premise to dungeon mastering. So it's one of the things that made me realize, okay, so the different branches of art or different crafts have lots of translatable knowledge and material. So yeah, I could make a show about it, and I did. It's called Creative Contraband. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I don't have anything else. I apologize. I am sorry for being late. I really want to keep the schedule. Justin and Tanner are very, very understanding about it, and they never push me or anything. They know I work whenever I can. But yeah, I don't want to keep you waiting, so thank you very, very much. I am very happy to be working on a second season, and I hope there is a third and a fourth and a fifth. And I am also very grateful for every one of you that leaves a comment on Spotify. I have seen many way bigger shows or podcasts that don't have any comments or don't have many, and I know we as an audience don't tend to do that, but it helps an awful lot, not only with the algorithm, but it also tells me as a creator that you are there, that you are listening, and I highly appreciate that. So yeah, thank you once more for being here, and see you next Monday. Ciao ciao.
This is Creative Contraband, brought to you by Session Zero Studios.